in extreme circumstances, people will do extreme things. Um, the consequences of that, I'm sure, would. There are many different types of consequences for people's actions. I'm quite sure that to everyone it was obvious who the guilty party was and that they continued to live but suffered socially within society as a result of that. Um, you know, bad people don't have much to look forward to in life because they spend all the time looking over their shoulder, worried that their past is going to catch up with them. Yeah, although it's much easier in the modern age today to protect ourselves as we have the more advanced technology and audio and video, um, and we have everybody with a smartphone in their pocket. So the the technology is here and can protect us. Everybody could very cheaply put a little camera in front of their own home to protect their home against somebody who might want to take something from their home. It's really not expensive. You can do it for 100, 150 euro if you want. You can probably do it for even less. And so it's very, very hard to do any kind of criminal activity in the modern world. Like the cars are tracked, and the everyone's data is tracked, everyone's messages are tracked. So it's very hard to escape those kinds of problems. Do people tell lies? Yes, but it doesn't. But for those people armed with the truth, it doesn't bring any advantage to the liars that they tell the lies because the lie always disintegrates or dissolves in the end because it's not built on anything. The only way that you can keep a lie is to tell another lie, and the only way you can keep the lie from the lies to tell another lie, and it just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds, and you end up building a whole narrative which is a lie, and reality can't be based on that. Reality can't be built like that. Um, it is very important to understand that that there needs to be some kind of evidence to prove that anything is real. If we ever go down the road of belief solely and only without evidence, the world is finished. The world is over. And if we ever refuse to take a stand for the truth, the world is over because the only thing we have to hold on to is that which is true. I mean, that's the quest, the path of self-knowledge. It is seeking the truth about ourselves. So this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that for those who are aware and alert, for those with a good understanding of language, and as you have, it should not be possible for somebody to manipulate any situation to create a problem for you because you should be able to discern what is true. How do you discern what is true? You discern what is true by asking somebody for proof. It doesn't mean anything. Like I've been to lawyers many times, and many times a lawyer has said, "Show it to me. Where is it? Where is this thing?" And if you can't prove it, the lawyers laugh because that's what you do when somebody's stupid, right? You just laugh because I mean you can feel sorry for them. Like if a student lies, you can say, "Look, I feel sorry for you that you have to lie." But giant mistakes that people make in life, giant, massive mistakes. Number one, it happens to everybody. Bullshit. That is a weird, general, random statement that has nothing to do with any conversation, and the whole point of it is to sabotage. That's what that is. It happens to everybody as an attempt to completely sabotage conversation, to destroy it, to tear it apart. to burn it. The greatest tool that we have for understanding is conversation. And that, if a person uses that, what they're doing is they're attempting to destroy all conversation, burn everything. Right? That's like putting off a nuclear bomb in the middle of a city. Right? I mean, it's an evil thing to do. Why should you have to prove something that doesn't exist exists? I mean, that's insane. Because anyone that says to me, you have to prove this, and I say to them, you want me to prove that something that doesn't exist, you are completely insane. Because no one since the dawn of time and the first sunrise occurred has actually ever been able to do that. Are you aware of that? Are
Yeah,
you
but
aware that you're asking me to do the impossible? Or you don't say, you don't say directly to a student, you're a liar. What you say to the student is, can you show me the evidence? And the student says, are you calling me a liar? And you say, can you show me the evidence? Don't get pulled down another road.
yeah.
Stick to the point that you want to make. Can you show me the evidence? You're accusing me of lying. Can you show me the evidence? I'm going to stand here and repeat the same thing because the conversation can't go forward because I know what logic is. I know what reason is. I know what the truth is. But what if you're wrong? Irrelevant. Weird, random, general statement that you've picked up from obviously bad relationships and bad friendships. Really, I mean, it's the excuse is the opposite of reason
hmm
because it kills the opportunity for decision. And so if someone doesn't want to answer the question, which happens to everybody at some point, I think I said before, language is so entangled and confusing that everybody contradicts themselves. I deal with that I think in my first business book, the nature of contradiction, which is that if you are not comfortable living with the contradictions of life, then you'll never get anywhere. And the contradictions are that what is good today might actually be really bad tomorrow because each situation is slightly different and you have to look at it that way. But you have to look at the the objective nature of things. If something exists, show me that it exists. There's only two things in the universe. Facts and beliefs. That's it. There's only two things in the entire universe. Facts and beliefs, right? So you either have got the fact that if I say that I have a cup, you either have the fact that I have a cup, or I tell you I have a cup and you believe me. There's only two things that exist. There's nothing else. There's nothing else, right? So what are the so how do we know the truth? The truth is based on principles that are facts. It's not based on beliefs, right? Because anything that's based on belief is a religion, which cannot be proven or not proven. It's just however you feel, whatever you want, whatever image you have inside your head. I don't know if it's true or not. Nobody can prove it. There's only two things. There's facts, which is the basis of philosophy and science, real science, or there's belief, which is religion. There's nothing else. It either and so the fact is that either there's three things, right? So if somebody says to me, "Hey, you lost my paper," I recognize instantly. Okay, here's the thought process. Someone says to me, "You lost my paper." Thought process. Number one, is this a belief or a fact? Well, it's a belief. If it's a belief, then it's what a person thinks but has no evidence for, no evidence they can produce, or it's a fact and they've got some evidence that they can show for it. That's it.
hmm
So I'd ask the person, is it a belief or a fact? And if they say it's a belief, it's like, well, that's you've got to you've got to set the scene, right? You've got to you got to you got to you got to place the boundaries, right? You got to frame the situation.
Okay.
But the people always want to be accusatory. No, that's a general statement. A lot of people are, a lot of people are accusatory a lot of the time. Let's get it right.
Mhm.
Yeah. They will say things without the ability to prove what they say. Now, the great advantage of having of me in my work, having things like Google here, is that we are now able to solve these problems. So if I'm talking to somebody and I want to talk about the capital of Sudan in Africa for some reason, and I can't remember the name, I can say, okay, Google, what is the capital of Sudan?